Then you might need a small mouse. Then you might need a small mouse.
Okay, so you want somebody else to do it? Because I'm not going to do Move it. Move this one.
Where's it? Where's that table?
Ini yo man. O jẹ́ má fàkó má jà. Ẹ́ kò mú. Kini yo kò tó fàájà.
Okòólẹ̀ ògbótó.
Hello. Fine. Hello. My chair. Hello. Hello. Okay. Hello.
Microphone yẹn ò wá ṣiṣẹ́.
Hello. Let's come in. Going to start the program. Thank you for coming around. Down. Please do settle down. Do settle down so that we can start. We're way behind schedule, and we would like to pick up immediately. Give this microphone. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I can hear you louder. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy annual, clap your hands. I think it's Children's Day, isn't it? Is it not Children's Day? Oh, if you are happy and you know, clap your hands. I can hear you from one side. I can hear you from this side.
Hello. My. Hello. My. Hello. Hello.
Okay. I think someone who knows how to pray can pray for this microphone so that. Anyway, we'll have to start right now. And as we're going to start, we want to welcome you very specially to this important occasion. It's time for us to celebrate our tomorrow today. We want to celebrate our future. We want to celebrate the children. We want to celebrate all of you. So let me welcome you again on behalf of West Midlands Communications, owner of Splash FM and Lagelu FM. Every one of you right here, please put your hands together for yourselves. Thank you very much. My name is Olufunsho. I call myself Akiola. Yeah, for a reason, I'll tell you something. But at least here, I'm happy to meet a lot of celebrities already. I've seen JJ, I've seen Ron, I've seen the Martin Expert, I've seen also the delectable, I've seen in Tito, I've seen a whole lot of our stars right here. And also, mate, the one who's always running after me, Michael Olatuboso, I've seen him here, all of them are stars. All of you welcome. Once again, thank you for being here. It's time to celebrate you. It's time for the oratory contests that we are here for. Dr. Mrs. Olufunsho Amosun, Inter-Secondary Schools Oratory Contest, the grand finale. Can you put your hands together for all the finalists? For all the finalists. For all the finalists. Give it up for all the finalists again. for all the finalists. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you so much. So we'll begin by singing our national anthem. That on the table, we'll sing the national anthem, and thereafter we'll take on the anthem in succession. And after that, we'll move to the other items of the program. Once again, I welcome you very specially. Please, please rise to honor our nation, Nigeria, and we'll sing the national anthem. Arise, O compatriot, 1, 2. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. With heart and mind, one nation, freedom and unity. Okay, I'm sure that we'll be led by the sound. Question to ask you to sing, and I know, but if you're proud girl, be able to sing Ibadan anthem proudly. And who can sing Ibadan anthem here? Wow. Come forward. For a second, I want to do a test. By anthem. You lead us.
Aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá, ipò aṣíwájú l'Elédùmarè fún wa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe gírí, ọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ ká tẹpá wa mọ́ṣẹ́, bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ ká sòdodo, ká sohun tó dára nígbà gbogbo, níbi gbogbo fún ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Kò ní rẹ̀yìn o, lójú mi kò ní rẹ̀yìn o, kò ní rẹ̀yìn o, nígbà tèmi kò ní rẹ̀yìn o. Èmi á ṣe ohun tó dára nígbà gbogbo, níbi gbogbo fún ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú ni wá, aṣíwájú.
Put your hands together for this young man. That's Oyo State anthem. That's Oyo State anthem. But I want to sing them now. I think Otumba is about them right now.
Ìbàdàn ìlú orí òkè ìlú ìbùkún Olúwa Olúwa ṣe ọ́ ní ìbùkún fún onílé àtàlù. Ẹ̀yọ́ kẹ́sì bèrè ògo fọlọ́run ọba wa ìbùkún tí ọba ń gèjè wá pẹ̀lú rẹ̀.
Your Excellency, wife of the Ogun State Governor, founder, Uplift Foundation, Dr. Mrs. Olufunsho Amosun, being represented this morning by Dr. Yetunde Lawson, my dear father, Chief Adebayo Akonde the Maye Olubadon, chairman and founder of West Midlands Communications, the operators of Splash FM and Lagelu FM, all other distinguished guests, teachers, and all the students who are our leaders of tomorrow, I bid you all welcome. Welcome to the grand finale of the second Splash FM Inter-Secondary School Oratory Contest. The topic of this year's debate, which is being sponsored by Her Excellency, is the role of children in eradicating corruption in Nigeria. The role of children in eradicating corruption in Nigeria. Back in the day, we used to call these events debating competitions. And participation in such competitions not only improves the oratory skills of the children, but also helps to develop their minds and enables them to think and articulate verbally and clearly. Oratory contests are nothing new. In time past, secondary schools have had debating competitions, have had debating societies, and several distinguished Nigerians have made their mark from these. An example being His Excellency, the acting president, Yemi Oshibajo, who was a champion at debates among literary and debating societies of secondary schools in Lagos, representing Igbobi College. And the rest, we can say today, is history. Today, we can all attest to the fact that His Excellency is indeed extremely articulate. And I know that amongst the children here today, we have not only vice presidents, future vice presidents, but future presidents as well. Amen? Here at Splash FM, being communication practitioners ourselves, we firmly believe that not only Oyo State, but the nation as a whole will benefit immensely from competitions such as this. And as part of our corporate social responsibility, we will continue to promote events that sow into the future of our children. Permit me to remind you of a quotation by the late President Franklin Roosevelt, who said, "Whilst we cannot build the future of our youth, we can build our youth for the future." At Splash FM, we believe that in engineering this discourse, we have indeed begun the rewarding process of building our youth for the future. And so I'd like to welcome you all once again, and please enjoy what the contestants have to offer. Thank you, and God bless.
I think I'll prefer a resounding applause for our Chief Executive Officer. Yes. Now, taking a leap from what he said, we're building the future. That's what we're doing, building you for the future. And, you know, we want it to be a thing of the past where we will have leaders who cannot express themselves to us eloquently. Are you not proud of leaders of some countries who speak, eloquently? Sometimes I say, well, are we going to have a president like Obama in Nigeria who will speak for minutes and for hours without a text, and you are mesmerized listening to them? And so today I'm sure that these contestants are going to mesmerize us with their eloquence. Put your hands together for them once again. Thank you. A Splash FM, Dr. Mrs. Olufunsho Amosun Inter-Secondary School Oratory Contest 2017, the grand finale. We thank Her Excellency for doing us the honors of hosting this event. She's not here, but our representative is right here in our midst. Now, there's a protest. Anyway, I was told that preferably on the arrival of Her Excellency. But now that Her Excellency is here, a protest is in place. We sang Ibadan Anthem. We also did Oyo State Anthem. But we need to do Ogun State Anthem because two states have met right here as we speak. So we'll sing the Ogun State Anthem. I know that Ogun State Anthem is Isheya Omo Ogun. Ishema Yao Isheya. Omo Rere ki Sashe. Omo Ogun ki Ishole. Ebere Mole o Oluwa Nbe Funwa Etera Moshe. So we're going to sing that song. It's an anthem for Ogun State. So let's be on our feet. Since Our Excellency is represented here, don't be mesmerized. I can sing it. So I'm going to lead you into it. Or maybe I ask Our Excellency to lead us into it. We'll do it together, isn't it? So, Isheya, Omo Ogun.
Isheya, Eledumare, Ishemaya o, Isheya. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Ògùn ẹ ṣe gírí, iṣẹ́ pọ̀ fún wa láti ṣe. Ọmọ rere kì í ṣáṣẹ́, ọmọ Ògùn kì í ṣọ̀lẹ. Ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbẹ́rù o, Ọlọ́run ń bẹ fún wa ẹ tẹra mọ́ṣẹ́ o. Ìṣẹ́yà ọmọ Ògùn, ìṣẹ́yà.
Put your hand together for Ogun State. Put your hand together for Ogun State. Ẹ fẹ́ kí n sọ̀rọ̀ ní ìní ń sọ̀rọ̀ o. Ara akẹ́màjò méjì dógbẹ̀rú tí wọn kì í dógbẹ̀kọ́ torí pé ẹrú nẹ́sì ní ẹ̀kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ sí yàn. Mr. Shimolowo is looking at me. You know, if èyàn gbọ́dọ̀ nílé bàbá kó mọ̀ nílé ìyá bó ṣe ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò ṣe é ṣe ilé ìyá mi nù ilé bàbá mi. Ará Ọ̀yọ́ ni mí ọmọ ọba tẹ ọmọ ọba òye mọ̀ ọ́ sìn. Ọ̀yọ́ ní Ọ̀yọ́ lèmi èmi lọmọ yíyọ làájọ yọra wọn. I can speak my language beautifully. Put your hands together for the Lord God. Yes. See, it's going to be a disaster if you cannot speak your language. You're going to be lost. So you should learn to speak your language anyway. Now let's get back to the business. We're going to have, it'll be greetings from the curator of the National Museum here in Ibadan. And right here we are in this premises. I'd like to welcome Prince Joseph Dawodu, the Unity here in Ibadan. And also the head of audit. Put your hands together for him. They are our hosts right here. Thank you, sir. Welcome.
Her Excellency, the wife of the Executive Governor of Ogun State, Dr. Mrs. Olufunsho Amosun, ably represented here, and the initiator and founder of this program that we are, our father in the house, our Baba, Chief Akonde, the chairman of Midland Communications, owners of Splash FM, the chief executive officer of Splash FM, and Lagelu FM. You are also welcome, ma. All members of the high table, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my little children who are the heritage of God and humanity, we celebrate you today let me welcome you all to the National Museum of Unity, Ibadan. The National Museum of Unity, Ibadan, was founded in 1976, and we moved to this permanent site in 1992. And the galleries were commissioned and opened to the public in the year 2002, precisely on the 4th of April 2002. Let me just give you a brief introduction of what the museum here is. After the Civil War, the then head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, retired, thought of it that what can the government do to reconcile and unify the warring factions. And they thought of creating museums. As we all know, museums are cultural centers. It is said that a people who forget their history forget everything about themselves. Without history, you don't know who you are. And so, he thought of having museums in the 4 major regions of the country. Display artifacts of our common cultural values so as to promote unity of the nation. And so they decided to have 4 national museums of unity. One in Ibadan here, one in Enugu, one in Maiduguri, and one in Sokoto. But like Ibadan is the home of the first, everything first, the Peseta state, the first National Museum of Unity that was established was that of this Ibadan that we are in today. The only one that has been completed after it, the theme of the exhibition in Yoruba culture. Galleries of Ibadan Museum, you would have gone around the country, the entire, because in all the galleries we get displaying the unity that exists between us, telling the story of unity among us. If, for instance, you go into our gallery, you will see all these musical instruments that it is the same instrument that is also used in the East, in the North, and everywhere. For instance, if it is used in the West, you also see it is the same shape. Now they call it kalagun. And you will discover that it is also used to abuse. It's also used to praise. And it's also used to abuse. So by the time you gallery, we also have the Yoruba Tradition Gallery, where you will see where we are coming from, what our forefathers did, that will make you know that even if our forefathers did not have civilized or modern education, I can tell you that they were more scientifically okay, brilliant than even the white man. By the time you have gone around those galleries, you will see you will appreciate what our forefathers did then. So, don't let me waste your time, because today is not a day of speeches. We have to listen to our children. But let me welcome you on behalf of the Director General of the National Commission for Museums and Monuments, Malam Yusuf Abdallah Usman, And my able curator, who is unavoidably absent, who is on official assignment outside the station, Elder Dr. Amos Eniolorun Da Olorun Nipa. Let me welcome you warmly to the National Museum of Unity. And let me appreciate Splash FM for this collaboration for our children. It is a very welcome development. And in case, I am sure Baba would have forgotten, but Splash FM is the official radio station of National Museum of Unity. Thank you very much, and you are welcome.
Can you give a round of applause again for him? And also for the National Museum of Unity. Well, I wish I could just turn green, when he said that Splash FM is the official radio of the National Museum. Put your hands together for the National Museum again. Okay, we'll move on to the next item on the program. This journey started with about 42 contestants. And out of that, we had two rounds. Your Excellency, we had 2 rounds. And we want to take you through the journey so far, up until when we get this wonderful and great-looking young boy and girls. Ladies are taking over. Can you imagine? Wow. Only one guy. I know, I pity you. You, this guy in the midst of girls. Wow. Mamo to yellow. You can't take over. Women can't take over. You are taking over. Put your hands together for women. Put your hands together for ladies. And now, I also have to call another lady to come and tell us about the retrospect. Me, I'm going to stand here. You can't intimidate me, eh? Put your hands together for M. Spice as she steps forward for the retrospect of the preliminaries. Put your hands together for M. Spice. This is Adeola Gbadebo. Don't imitate me. I can't look at you up. It's just because I'm not wearing your kind of shoes. Anyhow. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Her Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Olufunsho, Amosun, you're welcome. My chairman, West Midland Communications, my CEO and COO. Good morning, everyone. My name is Miriam Adiola Badebo, but a lot of people know me as M. Spice, the Duchess, and I'm absolutely honored to be here. Now, I'm here to talk about the preliminary rounds of the oratory contest. I was honored to anchor round 1. And I can tell you that 22 schools participated in the round 1. Now, the list of those schools are St. Anne's College, Molete. Can we have a round of applause? St. Teresa College. Please, we can continue with the applause. Thank you. St. Louis Grammar School, International School, Ibadan Grammar School, McFis International School, Queen's School, Akpata, American Christian Academy. Oh, a lot of love here. And we have Yakini Adeojo Group of Schools, All Saints College, Sunshine International School. Wow. Oh, I feel the love, I feel the love. We have Calvary International School, The Vale College, Bellwether High School, Ibadan International School, Lead City International School, Government College Ibadan, Christ Ambassadors International College, Methodist Grammar School, Morella Schools, Paisley Diversity School, and Gislord Heights School. Now, there were 44 participants that took place in the oratory contest round 1. And being a communications person, I can tell you that each and every one of those students was a winner. They were prepared and they were absolutely amazing. But everyone can't take the crown home. Now, out of 44, we were able to break it down to 10 finalists. And we're looking at our finalists to my right. Can we have a round of applause for our finalists? Now, one of the initial 10 finalists, Oluwabiyi Campbell of the Vale College, was disqualified because it was discovered that he was not within the age bracket listed during the criteria selection. Now, he has been substituted with Ekot Peace of St. Teresa College. Ekot Peace, can we see you? All right, that's Ekot Peace. Thank you very much. Now, she had the closest mark to Oluwabiyi Campbell. And very quickly, in succession, I'm going to give you a list of our 10 finalists. Now, I can tell you that we have amazing things to look forward to today. Once again, the topic for today's oratory contest is the role of children in eradicating corruption in Nigeria. Here are your finalists. Please, a round of applause for your finalists. International School. Adesuyan Kayode, Government College, Ibadan. Please stand up for record. Sunshine International School. Chiamaka Okike, American Christian Academy. And of course, we have Chukwuemeka Wendy from Christ Ambassadors College School. Towi Iji from Ibadan International School. Adewale Ewaoluwa, all the way from All Saints College. Oladipo Olayinka International School, Ibadan. And last but not least, Ekot Peace from St. Teresa's College. Once again, I can tell you that the first round, these kids, each and every one of these kids brought heat. If you were here for round one, you would be very excited for this final round. I was amazed with the diction, the dexterity, and the amount of content, even the delivery of these young children. And I can tell you that there is hope for Nigeria in our youths. Thank you very much, guys, as I hand over once again to Oluwaseun Akinola. I am Miriam Adiola Gbadibo.
Can you put your hands together for Miriam? You see, Splash FM, do have your seat, please. Thank you very much. Splash FM has an array of stars, you know, distinguished stars. Adiola Gbadibo is just one of them. You're still going to meet a number of them, too. Her Excellency, you can't take any of them away. Sorry. You can't take any of us away. Okay, but thank you anyway for being here. We appreciate everyone. We will get over to the program again after we've been introduced to our contestants. We also have our judges here. I'll be introducing the judges in a short while, and also our chairman and other guests will, in due course, introduce all of them to you. But the next thing that we want to do now is to hear from our host. We want to hear from the wife of the executive governor of Ogun State, Her Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Olufunsho Amosun. She's well represented in our midst this morning. I hope it's not afternoon yet. This morning, and I'd like to welcome very specially to the podium. She is Dr. Mrs. Yetunde Lawson. She's the wife of the Special Advisor on Agriculture to Governor Ibikunle Amosun, His Excellency of Ogun State. Your Excellency, ma'am, we welcome you. Put your hands together for her as she steps forward. Put your hands together for Her Excellency as she steps forward. I want that applause to continue as she steps forward. As she steps forward. Your Excellency, ma'am, you're welcome.
Thank you and good morning, everybody. I stand here representing Her Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Olufunsho Amosun, who is unavoidably absent. She's actually hosting the wife of the acting president of Nigeria, our big mummy, Mrs. Dolapo Shibajo. About women taking over, last night we had the first female president of NASIMA in office. So we're here to stay. Chief Adebayo Akonde, Chairman Splash FM and Lagelu FM. Mrs. Adetunji, CEO Splash FM and Lagelu FM. Mrs. Bisi Ashimolowo, the entire staff of Splash FM and Lagelu FM here present, parents, teachers, and students here present, and gentlemen, Dr. Mrs. Amosun. But I would be reading excerpts of her speech. Please permit me to go ahead. Thank you. It is indeed a great pleasure, she says, for me to be here this morning at the grand finale of the Splash Dr. Mrs. Olufunsho Amosun Oratory Contest 2017, which is to commemorate the entire staff of Splash FM and this occasion provides parents, teachers, and students grooming opportunity to ensure our children compete favorably without fear of peers within and outside the shores of Nigeria. This oratory contest, as proposed, inspires children to motivate and inform others through the art of public speaking. However, this can only be achieved through the following rudiments: voracious reading for a robust knowledge base, correct pronunciations, fluent delivery, enthusiasm, poise, naturalness, which is the ability to speak in a conversational manner, and of course, good personal appearance, but to mention a few. This contest, no doubt, would help discover erudite speakers and sterling orators while still young, promote the art of public speaking, as well as enhance the productive social and mental development of our youth. Therefore, she is convinced, for those reasons enunciated earlier, that this contest was conceived for those purposes, and she's sure that by the grace of God, beyond measure, they would be attained. She is proud to be associated with the organization on this occasion, particularly as it is in line with her Uplift Development Foundation's vision of improving the quality of lives of our people, particularly the children. Through the Uplift Development Foundation, she has been able to impact positively on the development of education to ensure a conducive environment. She believes students display their oratory prowess that would help them during interactions with other people in the society. Given this laudable initiative, Splash FM has no doubt become information dissemination, and for this, management and entire staff, also not forgetting the contestants, of course, as notions so that we can further education in Nigeria. It is her prayer that your commitment and passion for people shall be rewarded. To penetrate and this mind must be strengthened by education, and this is a good avenue for that. Thank you.
Can we put our hands together once again? Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yeah, we've heard it all. And I hope students here have been able to write some things down from Her Excellency's speech. There's certain things she said that we need to put to mind, particularly how to be a good orator and speak well. You need to speak well. Speak well. People will be tuned off. They don't want to listen to someone who doesn't speak well. So it's good for you to be able to speak well. So we're going to hear a lot of speaking well today. Let's move on. I'd like to introduce some special guests and people in our midst to recognize their presence, and then we move into the modalities of the oratory contest as we move on. Now, we'll start by welcoming everybody again to this occasion. Let's put our hands together for ourselves. A round of applause for everyone seated. That is that I want you to know that all of you are our special guests. All of you seated in this auditorium are our special guests. It's your day, and we welcome you specially. But I'd like to also welcome in our midst, I'd like you to also meet our heart. He's the chairman of West Midlands Communications Limited, our daddy, owner, and also Lagelu FM. Was that Splash FM started broadcasting on air on my birthday. Put your hands together for Splash FM. I'm not going to tell you today, it's Google it. Maya Olufunsho Akande. Welcome you, Daddy. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, it is 105.5
Thank you so much.
FM.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, but I welcome again the host of this inter-secondary school. We want to welcome, I want everyone to please put your hands together heavily for her, for sponsoring us here. Her Excellency, the wife of the governor of Olufunsho, Amosun. Put your hands together for her. Put your hands together. Thank you very much. I also want to welcome she's also our mommy too. I've been so glad that she's here as well. I'm so happy she's here as well. She's someone who's a stickler for speaking right. Welcome the Chief Executive Officer of Splash FM and Lagelu FM, Mrs. Adetuji. Welcome, ma'am.
Splash FM,
yes,
105.5.
And she does speak very well. I always admire her when she's speaking. I also want to welcome, all of them are giggling already, but I'm not going to give her any description. She's just a very wonderful person. She has a phrase, it's nice to have. You can complete that, isn't it? I know those who know can complete it. Welcome very especially the COO of Splash FM and Lagelu FM, Mrs. BC Ashimolu.
3 FM, Ibadan.
That's our boss, especially the Vice Principal Academics of Government. With two of them, but I also want to welcome in our midst, if she's here. Please do step forward, madam. Thank you. This is reserved for the principals. Thank you for coming. The better part of all some of our judges also very special where they're going to sit. So I'd like to start by welcoming the judge for this contest. He's been here even before the time we apologize to him that we started a bit behind schedule. An enthusiast of speaking right. He has studied degrees from the prestigious and professional certificates Institute of Communication of Ibadan, conferences around the globe. And he's a member of learned societies such as the American Studies Association of African Council for Communication Education, AC, we call Crown, Dr. Adebi. That's Dr. Crown for you. Dr. Crown's been in Super Bowl that is still going on in UI, but so I'm sure you are going to hear a whole lot from him. And I've also been privileged to be part of a panel of judges at UCH on his panel, and he was there. Dr. Crown, welcome. Thank you very much for coming. I'd like to welcome also another worthy product of University of Ibadan is also here, Up UI. Please, if you went to another school, don't be angry with us, please, you know. But sorry. All right. She is a worthy product of UI with over 15 years practice in adult education and human resource development. She's armed with a Master's of Education and a PhD. I'd like to welcome very well here a trained personnel in the area of learning and human development. Permit me to welcome Dr. Olufunsho. Dr. Olufunsho, welcome again. Thank you for coming. I'm so happy that I introduced a man first. I'm not biased though, but women seem to be taking over. But I live in a guest hostel, so I shouldn't be angry. You're laughing. Okay, laugh at me now.
Lagelu.
All right, we're expecting 2 other judges to join us, but we are going to start. I'm still expecting 2 people, but as soon as they're here, we'll introduce them. But let me welcome very specially to the podium right here. She's looking at me, I'm winking at her. You can't see it in spirit. She's going to lead us into the modalities of this contest. Welcome the delectable diva of Splash FM. Here comes Ron Ronke Giwa Onofua.
Lagelu.
Good afternoon. Is it afternoon yet? It's not yet. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Her Excellency. I welcome you. Our fantastic chairman, West Midlands Communications, our CEO and COO. I welcome you, fantastic judges. Thank you very much. And of course, wonderful students of the various schools we'll be hosting today. Welcome. Teas for the Splash FM Dr. Mrs. Olufunsho Amosun Inter-Secondary School Oratory Contest 2017. So I hope you're paying attention because, all right, so participants must give their names, ages, and schools before starting the contest. Participants must not go beyond the stipulated time limit, 3 minutes, yeah? The bell sounds like, who has the bell? Okay, the bell is over here, all right? Okay. Judges' judgment will be based on appearance, composure, diction, content, delivery, and grammar. Online viewers' votes will also be factored in the final collation of results. Those who are listening, watching via YouTube, Instagram, various social media platforms. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, we're streaming live. So also now the breakdown of the marks are appearance, 20, content, 35, delivery, 20, grammar, 10, and results to be announced at the end of the competition. Thank you very much. My name is Ronke Giwa Onofua. Good luck.
Yes, it is 105.5 FM.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. That's Ronke Onofua there. That's Ronke. Ron. Okay. Where you go through your husband on air now? Okay. I'm sure he will be here soon. We'll see him. All right. One of the judges is also here. You know, I said that as soon as he's here, I'll introduce him. He's here. He's a known face on the screen. He's better known as John the Genius, a Jennifer's Diary. For those who have been seeing Jennifer's Diary, a veritable thespian with a bachelor's and master's degrees in theater arts, also from University of Ibadan. Oh my God. Now, this talented actor with a fondness for the grandiloquent expressions, maybe we'll hear more of that today, also happens to be chairman of the Untitled Chapter of the National Association of Nigerian Theater Practitioners, NANTAP. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, permit me to welcome Taiwo Ibikunle right here. Now, wow, I go begin to go act, you. See as people shout when they see somebody with their television. I'm beefing you. I'm beefing you now. I told you, I'm beefing you. Okay. All right, well, we move on now. It's time for us to get into the contest quickly. If we want to get into the contest, I'd like to welcome the timekeeper for this contest, and no other one but Adeola Badebo, the only M-Spice, the Duchess. Put your hands together for our timekeeper. Thank you, M-Spice. Welcome. All right, contestants, are you ready? Okay. Are you ready? Talk to me, are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you?
Yes. Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow. You impressed me. Are you ready?
Yes.
Put your hands together for these contestants, please. So, they are ready. And if they are ready, we are equally ready, and we are going to fly right now. So, oration round 1, here we come. We're going to start. And with the list that I have here, I'm going to start with the list that I have here. And I looked at the list. I have seen 3 public schools here. We're going to make comments about that soon. But the first contestant is from Lead City International School. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ayonfe Ayeni to the podium. And the title is The Role of Children in Eradicating Corruption in Nigeria. And she's going to start right now.
Good day, everyone. My name is Ayonfe Ayeni, a 12-year-old student from Lead City International School. Whoever fights monsters should see to it that he does not become a monster in the process. I can compare corruption to a monster, a social monster, one that is affecting our country greatly today. We have all been trying to capture and destroy this monster, but have we ever thought maybe, just maybe, we are feeding this monster? We support corruption, and that's why it exists. The role of children in eradicating corruption in Nigeria. Is it possible to contain corruption in Nigeria? Corruption is a cancer, one which every child must cure. It is possible if every child understands and starts to believe the value of morality and ethics in life. We have the most important role as the future leaders to eradicate corruption in Nigeria. But do we know how we can be part of the fight against this monster? Well, it is up to us to understand corruption and corruption. How can we be part of this fight, and what can we do? First, learn what honesty and integrity is. Understand that lying, cheating, stealing, and other fraudulent acts are not just bad, but dangerous for us all as children. During school, mosque, church, or community events, we can stage plays or use dance, drama, poetry, or songs to show what happens to good children with integrity and what happens to the others who lack integrity, so other children can understand the consequences and walk the path of integrity. As children, in our attempt to eradicate corruption in Nigeria, we have to acquire a role model mentality. A life of leadership by example must be imbibed by every child. A leadership lifestyle with no tolerance for corruption must be the dream, passion, and daily pursuit of every child. This way, other children will be encouraged and inspired to live a life free of corruption. This country belongs to the children. Whatever we do today, the child will not steal from his or her parents' purse, will grow up to be an honest adult who will not steal from the pocket of a company or nation at large. An honest child who will stop at nothing in making sure the truth is spoken, not a child who will aid or abet crimes or other fraudulent acts. Good day, everyone. Once again, my name is Ayonfe Ayeni. God bless Nigeria, and thank you for listening.
Live a life free of corruption. Country belongs to the children.
I was thinking, what was I doing at 12? Yeah, I was thinking, what was I doing at 12 years old? Boya Mushin, you tire. Okay, I'd like to welcome, thank you very much, Ayonfe. Well, she said, corruption is a social monster. She said, we support corruption, that's why it exists. She believes that it is possible that we can eradicate corruption in Nigeria, and that's a great optimism for all of us to learn. If we build our moral values, we must walk the path of integrity and live a lifestyle of leadership by example. She also highlighted the fact that we must live a honest life. Honesty should be our watchword. Put your hands together for her once again. Thank you, Ayonfe. Before I introduce the next speaker, I'd like to welcome the Managing Director, Kerom Lee Gym and Fitness Center, Mrs. Romoke Anyude. Thank you very much for being here.
That's a good optimism for all of us. Then, if we build our moral values.
Okay, the next speaker here is stepping forward and is the only male in this lot. I'd like to welcome Adeshunyo Kayode from Government College, Ibadan.
Accurate timekeeper, ladies and gentlemen. Standing before you today is Adeshunyo Kayode, here today to deliver a speech on the topic, the roles of children in eradicating corruption in Nigeria. Children are young in corruption. Corruption is an illegal and dishonest act perpetrated mostly by people in the positions of authority. But corruption goes beyond that. The question today is eradicating this blood-fighting devilish monster, corruption. My point goes thus. Firstly, enlightenment. We children, we must learn to advise people when we notice any dishonest or illegal acts of any firm. You are in the class and your partner is cheating in the examination hall. Why can't you call the person after the examination or even during the examination? Why the problem and even this consequence of this illegal and dishonest behavior? By this, haven't we performed our role in eradicating this corruption of a thing in Nigeria? Yes, we have. By enlightening others, corruption will reduce and eradicate in our nation and even in our country, Nigeria. Secondly, criticism. We children must stand up. We must stand up and criticize corrupt ones, corrupt leaders, corrupt governments, because this Nigeria is ours. We must stand up, we must voice out, speak out, and we must corrupt ones. We must criticize them. We must voice out. Let's voice out like no one else have the voice. Let's voice out when we still have the voice. Voice out like other voice are lost. Advice to others. We must learn to advise others. We must learn to advise them when we notice any form of corruption. We should call them nearer. We should advise them because they are our companion. Legal acts. When we notice any dishonest act of any firm. And before I leave, I don't know, but I have the vision and the passion to a better position with full this nation free from corruption. To the next round. Thank you very much.
Yo. Some people are oppressing me. Okay. Now, Michael, I mean, those words he used when he ended it, those rhymes, until he reached the crescendo. Put your hand together for him once again. Thank you. So, now you know that you can still send your child to a government school. Duh. Okay. Okay. Well, Olufunsho said, he defined corruption as, he said, we need to work on enlightenment if we want to eradicate corruption. He said we should speak out against it. That we need to speak out. If you see someone who's throwing a trash off his kite, speak out against it. And it's something that we should also advise others on the constitution of Kayode. The next speaker is from Sunshine. I beg, allow me to talk now first. Wait, now you can shout.
Good day, Excellency, the First Lady of Ogun State, Chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper. My name is Adetola Taiwo. I'm representing Sunshine International in eradicating corruption in Nigeria. What more do you expect me to say? What more will you have me do? What do you expect from an innocent little child like me? Should I tell you of men of integrity who steal billions for my country without flinching? Or an epitome of corruption who has recently invented an antidote for corruption? Or perhaps you might not know of the civil worker who uses his daily men of God, who wisely preach millions into their own pockets. To make matters worse, my fellow comrades have begun charting the way into corruption by engaging in examination. What does a small girl of my age know? But I know that, like Gandhi, I will not allow people to walk through my mind with their dirty feet. I might be unable to pledge allegiance for everyone, but mine is my responsibility. Like an indomitable army, waving the flag of truth and justice, blessed with the gift of love, to fight against this dreadful dragon of corruption. We are where we are today because of the choices our parents and elderly ones have made. But we can be as we make today. Children, we must unite in love. We must not be scared of speaking the words of Wole Soyinka. The man dies in him. Corruption is more than children. If we know our elderly ones doing something bad, let us not be intimidated. Let us speak out. Let us say to ourselves, say to yourself, I am a voice and not a noise. Children, let us speak out. The only way to surmount the mountain of corruption is to know its cause. Poverty is a major source of corruption in Nigeria. Many Nigerians live below $1 a day. That is why politicians can easily buy our future with a plate of combat poverty by engaging our hands in something diligent. Who says we can't have hairstylists, farmers, footballers with PhDs? Yes, we can. Yes, I am a small girl, but I have a dream that we children can make Nigeria great again. Thank you.
All right. All right. You know, when you find someone who can speak tongue-tied, something has happened to him. You happened to me today. Honestly. I mean, mighty things are made in small packages. Oh. Yeah, so, okay. Wow. I am a voice that cannot be what? Wow. She said, we need to chart a new way for ourselves in Nigeria. That she will not allow these people walk through her mind with their dirty feet. Did you capture that? I got it. He said, children, let us walk together and confront this dreadful monster called corruption. Do you think there is hope for Nigeria? I think there's hope for Nigeria. She said, we are here today because of the choices of our parents. And so that these children should make a better choice now. And the man died in him. Okay, quiet in the face of tyranny. Once again, let's put our hands together for Adetola Taiwo. Thank you. And now to the next person, the next speaker, the fantastic speakers. Sunshine International High School, thank you. The next one is coming from American Christian Academy. I'd like to welcome, Chiamaka Okike. Put your hands together for her right now. Put your hands together for her. Welcome.
Good morning, my esteemed chairperson, my panel of judges, my ever-accurate timekeeper, and my modulator. My name is Chiamaka Okike. I'm 15 years old, and I'm from American Christian Academy. I am here to tell the story of a girl who bore many names. She was hope, she was purity, she was justice, and she was in love with Nigeria. She was a child. But even at that, she knew that they were like parallel lines, always close, never together. They were constantly torn apart by the antagonist corruption. The thing about corruption is that it has many metaphors. The most common one says that corruption is nothing but a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, or a small thing. The phrase "a small thing" got me thinking, because it is both the problem and the solution. A small thing is one of the reasons it is so expected and normalized. At the same time, corruption can be solved using a small thing. Children. Back to the story. Hope, purity, and justice knew that Nigeria needed help. And she knew that the best way to go about this would be to get an education, because giving anyone an education makes them innovative, intelligent, and well-informed enough to pass across a message. And her message was eradicate corruption. She knew that being able to effectively pass across a message were the building blocks to being able to enforce a message when she was the leader of tomorrow, as she was often told that she would be. She wanted the rest of the world to know about her aim. So she decided on social media, because social media and its worldwide connectivity gives everyone a voice. Now imagine if children came together in united voices. The entire country would have to stop and listen to our shouts. Even better, social media means that we are no longer dependent on anybody to tell us the news. We already know it because it gets to us twice as fast. Like-minded children can connect on this platform. They can pool resources, discuss ideas, create platforms. But the thing about hope, purity, and justice is that I am, and you are, and we are her. We must never, not ever, give up on our country. And each time we grow weak, we must remember the words of Maya Angelou. They may write us down in history with their bitter, twisted lies. They may trod us in the very dirt, but still, like dust, we will rise. Thank you.
Please, can you give her a round of applause again, please? Thank you. Well, thank you very much. You know, in my public speaking class, I was taught that one way to pass across your message is through storytelling. Storytelling is a key, I'm sure my teacher will tell me that, is a key way of passing across your message. And then you can also, if you're a good teacher, you need teaching aids. And she brought out a graphic, cup of coffee. I'm sure there was no coffee in that cup, though. Okay, thank you very much. She said that we need to come together. Children must come together to be noticed. And when they come together, there's power in unity. And then they'll be noticed, and we will know, we will stop. When a child will tell her daddy, that is corruption, and not in my country. You know that. And I love the fact that she mentioned Maya Angelou. How many of us know Maya Angelou here? Powerful poet, a great American. Yes. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank you, Chiamaka Okike from American Christian Academy. Put your hands together for her again. And from Christ Ambassadors College is our next speaker, who's contesting for the glory. Chukwuemeka Wendy. Put your hands together for Chukwuemeka Wendy, please.
Good day, distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chukwuemeka Wendy, a representative from Christ Ambassadors International College, and I am 14 years old. Corruption, corruption, corruption is corruption. Working against the soul, corruption. Earning money over those, corruption. Influencing a child's result for admission, corruption. Poor drainage systems, corruption. Kissing beloved on the road, corruption. Homosexuality on the streets, corruption. Inability to generate 5,000 megawatts of electricity in 57 years of independence, corruption. Covering the truth under the guise of diplomacy, corruption. Parental inactions towards misbehaviors, corruption. And we ask ourselves, what can we do in such a situation? As children, we are ready to fight corruption on a wider scale, especially with reputable international organizations who are committed to fighting corruption to the last. As we have literary and debating clubs in our secondary schools, why don't we have anti-corruption clubs in our school in eradicating corruption? If we have good inter-secondary school network, corruption is going to be a thing of the past. Secondly, children should work together to report every form of action, of corruption, of a person or an organization to foreign countries using the International Children Network. This will give foreign countries enough reason to deny international access to every person found to be corrupt. As children, we should be the change agents we want. Let us start with our immediate environment. If Malala could leave the shores of Pakistan to come to Nigeria to support the Bring Back Our Girls campaign, we can do it, and we can even do better. We should be the change agents we need in our country. Nigerian children are vast over the internet. So why don't we use the internet as a medium of sending news and events regarding corruption to fight it? Let us use the social media to stop corruption. Let us make integrity meritable. Let corruption die a natural death. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Wendy. Put your hands together once again for Wendy. Thank you so much. Yeah, I got some punchlines from her. I love her. She was very vibrant, very articulate. Yes, very, very articulate. I'm sure they will say more about them very soon. But it's corruption that didn't allow us to have power. Now I know. Wow. Okay. And then she said, we are ready to fight corruption. So when you keep quiet in the face of wrongdoing, inaction, it's corruption. She said, we need to work together to report. Yeah, so whistleblowing. We should whistleblow our parents when they are corrupt. Okay. And then she said we should leverage on the social media. Leverage on the social media. Once again, thank you very much, Wendy, for those words. We'll move on to the next speaker, coming from Ibadan Grammar School. I present to you Michael Sarah. Put your hands together for Michael Sarah.
Members of the High Table, Her Excellency, judges, accurate timekeeper, co-orators, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone under the sound of my voice, I greet you all. My name is Michael Sarah Chidera, an advocate of Ibadan Grammar School. I'm 15 years of age, and I'm here this fateful day to share with you all my knowledge on the roles of children, my role against corruption in Nigeria. Well, to pass my message across, I'll base my emphasis on these 3 points, which are: be optimistic, stand for the truth, and pray. Be optimistic. The Bible says that whatever a man seeketh in his heart and believe in it, so he is. What do you see your country as? What do you see yourself as? I see myself as a change person. And I see my country already as a corrupt-free nation. What do you see it as? In our fight against corruption in our country, we should stop viewing our country as a frantically corrupt country, as stated last year. Napoleon Hill once said that whatever a man conceives in his heart and believes in it, it can achieve. What do you conceive? I conceive a fight against corruption, and I believe in it, so I shall achieve it. Fellow children, let's do such. Stand for the truth. This is my own personal experience. Then I was in SS2, the first time. There was this couple that came to teach us. We were making noise, actually, but I wasn't making noise. So he beat everyone in the class, including me, except 2 students. With tears in my eyes, I stood up. I said, sir, this is injustice, the worst form of corruption. Why? Why wouldn't 2 of them be beaten? Why were they exerted? He felt sorry. He apologized. That's what I noted. He apologized. And something like that never happened. Why? Because I stood up for the truth. If we can stand up against corruption, the others will be sorry. They would apologize, and believe me, something like that wouldn't happen. Prayer. My mommy is a reverend, you know. She's a reverend. So at the early age, I learned how to pray, die by fire. So I can pray very, very well. From 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I was already a good prayer warrior. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, There was something I always pray for if I don't pray for any other thing. And that was retentive memory. I can pray for it from now to tomorrow without ceasing. And look at me now. I don't forget things easily. If that can work for me, how much more our country? Let's believe in our prayers. The Bible says that if a man believes this in his heart and pray with faith, he can move a mountain. Let's move that mountain called corruption in our country, Nigeria. Let's stand up for the truth. And mind you, we are fighting corruption not because we want a brighter future, but because we, the children, are the future. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Well, let me say this to, thank you very much. Let's do the noise. Thank you. Let me say this to those who are older here. I'm sure majority of those who are older here went to public school. I'm a parent of a public school anyway. Now, Sarah, what you did in your class, if I had done it in my class, they would have beaten me twice. I know my teacher will have beaten me again and again and say, hey, Iwo, I will deal with you, eh? Your mommy will cry at home. All right, good. It's good to stand up for your right anyway. She said, will you stand up for our right? Stand up for the truth. Believe. Pray. And then, what is your perception about your country? Do you think Nigeria is doomed and absolutely corrupt? Perception is also very important, and she told us that. Once again, put your hands together for Michael, Sarah, Chidera. And from Ibadan International School, we want to welcome Towi E.G. Put your hands together for Towi E.G.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Towi E.G., an 11-year-old student of Ibadan International, and I am here to make a difference. I will be educating you on the role of children in eradicating corruption in Nigeria. Corruption is defined as the illegitimate use of power to benefit a personal interest. Developed countries do not have the monopoly of the fight against corruption, nor can recipes that have worked for other countries necessarily be applied to Nigeria. Considering the fact that corruption has become so widespread and almost a part of everyday life, the society has learned to live with it and accepted it as a fundamental part of our culture. This needs to stop. We as children need to strengthen our determination to combat corruption. I believe Nigeria has a future, and given the right incentives, politicians, civil society, the citizens, and most importantly, us children can eradicate corruption. We children do not want our future rendered futile because of other people's corrupt acts. That is why myself and other like-minded children are here today to showcase our displeasure for corruption. What can a child do? Many ask. Actually, a child can do many things. That empowered with information you are, the less likely you are to be taken for granted. Perpetrators of corruption prey on the ignorance of the society by enforcing a culture of fear nurtured by those who benefit from corruption. Social media, the internet, and amazing radio stations such as Splash FM can also be used to spread awareness on the evils of corruption. Secondly, we need, knowing that children are very creative, advancements in technological innovations can lead to greater transparency, accountability, and merit-based human resource management in public administration. In conclusion, we need to strengthen all that we can to eradicate corruption in Nigeria. We need to be politically aware and spiritually conscious because the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Thank you.
Can we put our hands together once again for Towiji? And she said that, I love the fact that she anchored her thoughts on the legitimate use of power as corruption. So when you use your power illegitimately, it's corruption. And she said that we need to spread the awareness because we're almost allowing corruption to be a part of our culture. It's becoming something that we accepted and that it shouldn't be so. That we should also leverage on technology, strengthen our capacity to fight corruption, as well as confront the culture of fear. Thank you, Towiji, for those words. Put your hands together again for her. Before I call the next orator, before I invite the next orator to the podium, I'd like to inform you that this program is going on live streaming, so you can join us on Facebook. On our Facebook fan page, you'll certainly find this program running live, and also on our YouTube channel, you can find us there running it live. It's also on Splash FM as we speak. If you tune in to Splash FM 105.5. Thank you for being here. I'd like to invite the next speaker. The next speaker is coming from All Saints College. And welcome, Adewale Ewaolua.
Good afternoon, judges, distinguished guests, and everybody seated here today. My name is Adewale Muritala Ewaolua, and I'm here to talk about the role of children in eradicating corruption in Nigeria. As children, have you ever sat down to think of the effects corruption has on us? Have you ever come together to think of ways that we can stop corruption? Well, I'm here today to tell you your roles in stopping corruption. We can start by accepting our culture. We should cherish our culture because our culture does not condone corrupt practices. We should ensure that the love of our culture and our country stays in us, and we should not give ourselves out as tools for corruption. Because a country that has a good cultural heritage never dies as long as the people uphold that culture. We as children should stay away from material things because materialism is the beginning of corruption. We should ensure that we don't depend much on material things like money. There is this saying that goes, God made man, man made money, and that money made man mad. We should ensure that we do not love money to the extent that it makes us mad. We as children can also come together and speak out because silence means consent. We should let the public know our own thoughts on corruption. We should ensure that we do not keep quiet, but we let people know what we think about corruption because we are the future of this country, and we should ensure that it doesn't break before we get into power. We should ensure that in our fight against corruption, we do not give up because the fight against corruption is never easy, but only those who hold on get to where they want to. Mahatma Gandhi once said that it takes courage to take a risk against what you want. It says a person that does not have courage to take a risk can accomplish nothing in life. As children, are we willing to take that risk? Thank you. My name is Ewaolua.
Hello. All right. Can we put our hands together again for Ewaolua? Now, thank you very much. Ewaolua is asking us to be resilient, that we should be forward-looking. He said we must not give up, and that it takes courage for us to confront this corruption. So we need to stand up against it. These children are really doing very well. Thank you all for being here. Adewale Ewaolua from All Saints College, thank you very much. We'll move on to the next person in line without wasting the time. The ninth on the list, I'd like to welcome from the International School Ibadan, Oladipo Olayinka. Put your hands together for her.
My name is Oladipo Olayinka. I'm 15 years old and I'm from the International School University of Ibadan. I stand on established protocols. I've titled my speech, Restructuring, the Narrative of Corruption in Nigeria. An erudite scholar once said, the problem in Africa is leadership. Now I say, The problem with Nigeria is leadership. The problem with leadership is corruption. The problem with corruption is the multiple faces it has. Are these faces familiar? Do they have anything in common? Yes, tribal marks. And we are these tribal marks. The jostle for power, the manipulation of employment and admission, causes these tribal marks on our faces. Corruption started when greed gained ground after the discovery of oil in Nigeria. Having a share of the national cake became the resounding refrain in the 6 geopolitical zones of our nation. Everyone up there has taken a chunk of the national cake. Now they say only a small slice is left. Will there be any left when we grow older? Now, what do we say? Corruption is our Goliath. We are the Davids. We must get our slings ready and aim the slings of vision towards the Goliath and not away from it. We must stand for what we believe is right. Slings of vision against our Goliath. The child who refuses the lures of corruption fights the Goliath. The child who refuses to detonate the bomb, please on his 8-year-old body, fights the Goliath. Now please join me and let's fight this Goliath together. Not simply by words, but by diligent action. I take a stand against corruption. And my stand is my stance. My stance is my stand. And this is the stand we must take against corruption. I correct others, but I do not allow others to change me. I must stand for what is right. Patrick Lumumba once said that the problem with Africa is that we canonize demons and demonize saints by receiving bribes. And what else? We are canonizing demons, acting as the canonizing demons and the demonizing saints. We have to stand for what is right. Canonizing demons, demonizing saints. Barely 3 decades ago, Ghanaians seek refuge in Nigeria. What happened? Now we seek refuge, even in the educational system. What a pity. Now I want to beg you, parents, to help us to disqualify corruption by refusing to register your children to Miracle Work Centers. Your Excellency, please join us by making education free to prevent that child from believing that corruption is the only way to prosper. And children, join me by being a solution. Just like Okibo said, we rang his bell that what? We have today for tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes yesterday. Our decisions, let us not look corruption in the eye. Let us not look corruption in the face, but in the eye. Because we should stand for what's right. Thank you.
Wow. Put your hands together again. Thank you. That's Oladipo Olayinka from the International School, Ibadan. I love those lines from Patrice Lumumba, that leader, canonizing the demons and demonizing the saints. You know, I'm sure you've heard this phrase, I ain't sure now. Now only you there. Now only you are kako. I didn't say that one. No? Okay. Okay. The parents should desist from taking their children to miracle centers. They should stop, stop the culture of corruption. That's what she's saying. That we should imbibe diligent action to stand against corruption. And he gave a restructuring into it, that we are the tribal marks of corruption. Not again shall we be tribal marks of corruption. Thank you very much, Oladipo Olayinka. The last but not the least on my list now, as we get to the last person on these seats, is no other person but the representative of St. Teresa's College. Welcome, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Ekot Peace. Put your hands together for her.
Good day, the chairman, the panel of judges, the accurate timekeepers, my co-orators, and audience. My name is Ekot Peace. I'm a student of St. Teresa's College, and I'm 15 years old. I feel honored to be given this opportunity to address the public on the theme, Roles of Children in the Eradication of Corruption in Nigeria. Corruption is a thief that has looted our country, Nigeria, so much that we may not be able to recover from it. Corruption has started right from our colonial eras, when our traditional rulers were given little amounts of trinket.
Hello.
Most of our political leaders crave for money, power, and fame. And they will do anything to ensure that they get these three things, even if they already have in essence. Economic recession is one of the problems created by corruption. Nigeria is a country that is rich in all aspects. Today, it is being ranked as one of the poorest in the world. This is because the money that should be used to achieve certain goals, like payment of salaries, which will better the lives of the citizen, are used for personal purpose. It causes backwardness in the society. It is of no use trying to give advice to the greedy than to pour water into a sieve. I think it's a waste of time trying to advise our corrupt leaders, but we can change the future by giving the children the chance to rebuild the nation. Instilling the right virtues in children can help to eradicate corruption. This is when virtues like honesty, contentment, courage, and determination are instilled in the child. It will help the child to be able to know the truth, stand for the truth, and defend the truth. Another way by which children can eradicate corruption in Nigeria is by voicing out. We have that voice. Let's use that voice to save millions of souls that are not as opportune as we are. Let's use that voice to express our opinions and thoughts and show our complete disgust for corruption. And when we do this, definitely corruption will be eradicated out of Nigeria. Remember that it is your actions that save the world. Your inaction destroys it. Martin Luther King once said, "Two wrongs cannot make a right." So be who you are. Stand for the truth. Do not be ashamed to defend it. And together, we can make the nation a better place to live in. Thank you.
Wow. Put your hands together again for her. Amongst many things that she said, two things stood out for me. She said, for us to confront corruption, we need to know the truth and stand up for the truth. It's important that we know. So emphasis on knowledge. That we know, we are aware of what is corruption, and then we stand up for it. Stand up against corruption. We need to stand up and confront it. And I guess almost every speaker told us to stand up against corruption. It's important. And also she said your action saves the world. Your inaction will destroy the world. So it's important that we understand that, all of that. Once again, can we put our hands together for these wonderful contestants? All right. Contestant, please do rise. Everyone do rise. I'd like you to take a bow. Everyone, rise and take a bow. 1, 2, let's do it together. 1, 2, go. Put your hands together for them again. Please do have your seat. Do have your seat. I'm sure the judges are compiling their report now. They're compiling the reports now. So we'll be hearing from them in a short while so that we can know where else to go. But before that, I'm going to do something. It's my colleague and we always talk together. So Michael Atuboso, please step forward. Michael, step forward. Step forward. We want to do something very quickly. Michael is also a public speaker. I'd like him to give impressions that he's had so far, what we've been able to do. And so Michael Atuboso will give about 2 minutes, a general impression about public speaking and the dexterity that these young Nigerians have displayed right here today. Put your hands together for Michael Atuboso.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, my chairman, that's my chairman. Where's your own chairman? That's my chairman. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My job is very easy. But I'd like to say this. Hundreds of years ago, when Shakespeare wrote the play, Macbeth, he must have underestimated this generation. When Macbeth, the central character, was going to kill the king, and he stepped back, his wife told him, she said, it's only the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. But see, if that woman had been able to see hundreds of years forward, this group, she would have said, no, it's only the eye of adults that fears a painted devil. I'd like you to please give them a big round of applause. Because they have really demonstrated that we can do it. I like something about a couple of them. Connection with the audience. In public speaking, you don't just stick to yourself. I could see that a couple of them were, interchanging with the audience, and then the determination that they exhibited really struck me in a way. Appeal to emotion, appeal to action. They were asking us to do something. So it is not enough to just come up and say something. You have to kill it by asking us to take action, which they've done today. I'm waiting for the judges to compile the results. We'd like to knock out 5 of them and then bring 5 of them to the final. And that's the final of the final we'll be having today. When you talk about corruption, for a lot of people, corruption looks like a mountain that we cannot surmount, that we can't break down. But from the speeches that we've heard today, I believe that we can beat corruption. We can beat corruption out of our system. Yesterday, please can I have your attention, please? Yesterday, I was moderator at a debate competition organized by an NGO for students of secondary schools as well. Olufunsho made. I'd like to just concretize it. I never went to a private school in my life. But I understand that there's a big difference between the public school of those days and the public schools of today. But if you look at some of them, you would seriously believe that if we can summon the right courage and the political will, we can make education. In that competition of yesterday, was just about 11 years. And he came from a public school. You needed to see this boy. He was full of fire and passion. I'd like to say that these ones, of course, have also demonstrated that. Fire and action. And I'd like us to emulate them. It's not just enough for just 10 of them to come up. All of us should be orators. I've been wondering, look at the leaders that we had in those days. Look at the level, the quality of the debate that they engaged in. And today, what do we talk about? You have young people. Ronaldo, dead, you Messi law. And then they begin to break bottles and they begin to fight. If we have platforms like this, I think we can make this country better. But just like you, I made the statement during our first round. They say in Yoruba land that it is upon the foundation of the wisdom of the elders and the young ones that we have Ife. And I remember I said that we are calling for the wisdom of the children once again to build this nation. And I believe that it will happen. If you think it will happen, can you please just give yourself a big round of applause? I know that the judges will come and make their comments after the final. That's when we have the final. But I believe that we can borrow something from these young ones. Yes, we can borrow something. I'd like to say, before every other thing, that whoever amongst them gets knocked out, that person has done a great job. So there are no losers here. There are no losers. There are only better people. Yes, and you can make yourself better the next time. All right, do we have the results? No, not yet. Okay.
Thank you, Michael. Put your hands together for Michael Olufunsho. Thank you so much. Yeah. It's my organa.
I beg.
Stop. You know, on talking point, it taught me how to present talking point. Okay. Now, before we take you into getting to know about the top finalists, with bated breath, I'm not going to give you the names of the top finalists now. I'd like you to take a moment while you still reflect on what you've been able to do. Yes, I'm not going to give the names right now, but don't worry. I'm not going to behave like Ike, as he does on television, no, but don't worry. I'm going to release the names soon. But I was told that Her Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Olufunsho Amosun, actually her alma mater was Yejide Girls Grammar School. And so, put your hands together for Yejide Girls Grammar School. And we did something, we thought she was going to be here, but at least she has a representative who would tell her what we did. We went to Yejide Girls Grammar School to get them here to come and sing for Her Excellency. So I'd like to welcome the students of Yejide Girls Grammar School to come forward here and do their presentation for Her Excellency. Put your hands together for Yejide Girls Grammar School.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are students from Yejide Girls Grammar School, and the wife of the executive governor of Ogun State, Dr. Mrs. Olufunsho Amosun, was an ex-student of our school, so we are here to honor her with our school anthem. With hearts full of joy and gladness, we gather here today to thank you, Lord, for this our school and for its 12-year praise. Remembering our founders and out proud dream they had of the school we are learning, flourish and good, overcome the bad. Yejide, Yejide, up school.
Put your hands together for them again. Wow. Aha.
All right.
Aha.
Okay.
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 I have the result now. Okay. You're sighing, isn't it? I don't know what to do. But we have Ayofe, Ayeni, Chiamaka, and the rest here. And so I'd like to ask all of them to stand. I'd like to ask all the contestants to stand and step forward here.
Hello? 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 All right. They've done very well. I'd like you to give them another round of applause, please. Thank you very much. But I know something that all of them, without any exception, would be thinking, I didn't say this. I didn't say that. I remember Dale Carnegie said something. He said there are usually 3 versions of a speech. He said the first version is the one that you prepared. He said the second version is the version that you actually delivered. And then the third version is the one that you would have loved to have delivered. So all of them would be thinking that way, I didn't say this, particularly when one of your co-contestants comes out to say this. And I remember, but it didn't happen. But all the same, whichever version it is that you have in your pocket now, you can take it home and just deliver it to your parents and say, yes, my parents, you've done a good job on me. Thank you very much. You see, something happened to me, very emotional. I sat down there when that girl came out and said, I'm 10 years old. And the other one said, I'm 11. And the other one said, I'm 12. You know what I was thinking? Like Sheung. I was thinking, at 12, what was I doing? I like to make a personal confession, actually. At 12 years, I couldn't read and write. You think that's a joke, right? You think that's a joke? while you are waiting for the result, hold on now. Hold on, just hold on. You are eager for the result. Okay, just hold on. In 1 minute, the result will be ready. You see, the competition was very tight. So we need our judges to really synchronize the results. We need to synchronize the result before we come out with it. All right? But I was saying that at age 12, many of us never had the opportunity to do this. And that's why we need to appreciate them more. Because, see, it's not an easy job to stand before a crowd of distinguished personalities and then deliver confidently what they did here. I think that is something we need to commend. So, are our results ready? Okay, while we're still waiting. Okay, welcome, madam. Welcome. Thank you very much. That must be Mrs. Jaye Kuti, right? Can you please give her a big round of applause? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, madam. All right, so we have an array of very big people in this place. And that's why the atmosphere is very charged, particularly when people wait for results. Thank you. You can sit down, please. Sit down, please. Sit down. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for coming. Yes. I was saying that we need to give our children opportunities. One of the contestants was begging Her Excellency to please make education free. May I shock you? If you go to we have one law in this country, they call it the Universal Basic Education Act 2004. Section 2 of it, subsection 1, says that education must be free in Nigeria from primary to junior secondary. So don't beg for it. It is your what? It is your right. The Child Rights Act of 2003, somebody was talking about tribal marks. And I remember in March, at the National Assembly, one of the senators was moving a motion to criminalize tribal marks. That person didn't probably look at the other laws that we have around. In the Child Rights Law, or Child Rights Act, Oyo State has a version of it in 2006. In that act, it says that it is a crime to mark your children, whether on top or down. You know what I mean by down. I am talking about female genital mutilation. It's a crime. And we have a law prohibiting female genital mutilation. So whatever it is, don't beg for it. Ask the passion that you demonstrated earlier today. Use that passion to also ask for your right. I belong to a child rights network in Nigeria, and the work we do is just to press for the full implementation of the child rights law in all states in Nigeria. What it tells me is that if we can summon the correct, appropriate, and good measure, the political will that has always been missing, we can get a better today and an even better tomorrow for these young people. There are many young people in this country. We're just neglecting them, and we're just playing the blind role. We don't know, we can't see them, therefore they don't count. As we speak, 40% of newborn children in this country are not even registered. Maybe you don't know that it is your right to ask the government to register every child born in this country. So, when you come for the next competition, go and imbibe these laws and quote them. Yes, quote them so that those who are looking at you, those who are listening to you from wherever, will know that these children are fully loaded. Thank you very much once again. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, I'd like you to take this back to Her Excellency. I love what she's doing in Ogun State. She's one of the premium prime first ladies in this country. Thank you very much, madam.
Put your hands together for Michael Olufunsho. He's never short of words. I've never seen a human being like him. He's never short of what to say. He always is loaded. Now, I have the final result. The one I had the other time was contesting results. So now I have the final result. We're going to have 5 people amongst you who will contest for the final round. And so I'd like to ask you once again to stand, please. So this is the moment we've all been waiting for. And I'm going to take you through your grades and those who are going to be contesting for the final round. Thank you very much. You've all done well, and without mincing words, I must say that you've impressed all of us. Once again, everyone, please put your hands together for these contestants. The representative of Lee City International School, please step here. From Government College, Ibadan, please stay beside her. From Sunshine International High School, stay with. That is not the result. That is not the result. Calm down. Okay, the representative of American Christian Academy, please stay beside her. And the ambassador of Christ Ambassador International College, please stay beside her. All right, and then you see at the back of this 5, representative of Ibadan Grammar School, stay behind her. And then representative of Ibadan International School, please stay next. And the ambassador of All Saints College, please, behind her. And the advocate of the International School, Ibadan, please step forward. And last but not the least, the representative of St. Teresa's College, please stay behind her. Now, I'm going to go through their results right now, and I'll start from this point. With 59.6 points, I have Oladipo Olayinka. Put your hands together for her. Please sit down. Sit down at the back seat, Oladipo Olayinka. And also, right there we have, with 61.6 points, Ekot Peace. Put your hands together for her. At the back seat, please. Ekot at the back seat. On the back seat. And also, 60.3 points, Adewale Ewaoluwa. Put your hands together for her. And with 62.6 points, Towi Iji. Put your hands together for her. And then she has 62 points, Michael Sarah. Put your hands together for her. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, ma'am, at the back seat. Mr. Chairman, sir, and the distinguished guests, here are the top finalists. Okay. I'm not done. Now, I'm going to tell you your points. And the points now. Calm down. Okay, now to the points. With all the discussions and everything, Adesina Kayode came 5th with 63 points. And Adetola Taiwo came 4th with 66.3 points. We've got a tie of the 3rd position. Chiamaka Okike and Chukwuemeka Wendy with 67.3 points. And then the 1st position goes to Anyofe Ajeni, 70 points. So, here we have our top finalists, the first 5. Once again, everyone, put your hands together for the charities. For those great guys. Now, please, take a seat in the front seat. because right now we are going to move to the next round. Wow. I'm sure some people were waiting with bated breath before we made the announcement of the finalists. All right, thank you very much. I'd like to welcome, very specially, a wonderful Nollywood actress. Something you don't know about her is that she's a graduate of English language from University of Lagos. She went to Ikorodu Grammar School, the Federal Polytechnic in Laro, before proceeding to University of Lagos to study English language. Not only has she featured in innumerable soaps and movies such as Spiders and Face to Face, she's also the Chief Executive Officer of JLX Aesthetic Productions, a TV production company, and was made ambassador of the Lagos State Polytechnic sometime last year. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome very specially the delectable Jaye Kuti. She's right here. Good to have you. I guess the screen did injustice to her beauty. Welcome, you're beautiful. Good to have you here. Now, we'd like to move on to the final round. You know, I said the women are taking over. I want to take a back seat now, allow the women to take over. I made a statement the other time. I said, great things are made in small packages. Let me welcome to you the one who's going to take over right here at this point to anchor the final round, our own diva. Yes. She's one you hear her voice every morning when she's doing her morning splash. Welcome right here, my delectable lady, Ronke Giwa Onofua. Welcome, Ronke.
Yes, it is 105.5 FM.
Thank you very much, Olufunsho Akinola. You've done such a fantastic job. Well done. Okay. Well, the women are taking over. I don't think we have just started taking over, actually. I believe we have been at the forefront for a very long time, but for a very long time. Right, Michael? Yeah. Okay, well, congratulations to the, well, not final five, I can say. How'd you guys feel? Very nervous? Don't worry, it gets better from here. This is the final round, so hopefully, may the best, oh, there's still a man there. I was going to say may the best girl win, but there's still one man there. Well, may the best, in quote, girl or boy win, right? Okay, so second round, may I have a list of, thank you very much. A big well done to our judges. Thank you very much for a great job. Okay, so we're going on to the next round. Okay, see, it just means that, see, even when the women are at the forefront, we still need the men to, sure. So we can't do without one another, yes, Jim. Okay, so, okay. Okay, all right. All the way up. Okay, so starting us off on this part of the event, please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, from Christ Ambassadors International College. Welcome Chukwuemeka Wendy to start us off on this round.
Corruption, a monster that has perpetuated our story in the theater of underdevelopment. You may feel you have come to become our way of life, but we know you have come to steal and to destroy. And we are ready. We are ready to salvage the destiny of our nation, our country, our fatherland, Nigeria. We see you everywhere, but with unity, we know you are nowhere. All we have to do here is agitation. Agitation for a legislation that will ignite a passion and compulsion for the eradication of corruption. A legislation, yes, an act of the National Assembly that will set a platform for children to report every form of corrupt activities without being intimidated. This platform will serve as a bank for other anti-corruption agencies to look and search for information, data, cases, and so on to boost their agencies. Let us fight corruption. Corruption will not kill us. Rather, we will murder.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is still Chiamaka Okike, 15 years old and from American Christian Academy. Corruption has many faces, which is probably why we do not recognize them all. Neil Hilborn and Ollie Schminke wrote a spoken word poem that depicts this statement perfectly. Some paintings are built from 1,000 points of color, but if we stand too close, a sunset begins to look like just a series of red dots. We hear about corruption like it is always money under the table or missing funds. But what we do not realize is that corruption is not a thing that can be generalized. We cannot mistake one common story for stories. We cannot look at just one red dot and say that the entire painting is just one color. It is easy to point a finger without acknowledging the three fingers pointing back at us. It is easy to pick up the fundamentals of corruption without even realizing that we ourselves are corrupt. And this is not to admonish. It is simply to shine a light on just how easily we can become a part of the problem, children inclusive. But I could go on condemning the amount of corruption in Nigeria endlessly. Or I could focus on the fact that the solution is right in front of me. Change. I will end with the words of Barack Obama, and I speak to all children when I say, change will not come if we wait for some other person at some other time. We are the ones we have been looking for, and we are the change that we seek. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chiamaka Okike. Please put your hands together for her, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you it is very daunting to stand here. I mean, so not to talk of actually standing up on stage there and speaking to everybody here. So well done, well done. All right, we're going to move on very, very quickly. Don't forget, you've got only 2 minutes. So if it seems a little short, it's because we've moved on from having 3 minutes to just 2 minutes, right? Right. Okay, so moving on to our next speaker. Please give her a warm round of applause from Sunshine Group of Schools, Adetola Taiwo.
Standing on the existing protocol, I remain Adetola Taiwo, still on the issue of corruption and the roles children play in eradicating it. Nigeria as a country several great and promising minds to this blood-sucking monster, corruption. Thousands die on different Nigerian roads because of corrupt cabals have colored the body meant for the rehabilitation and construction of these roads. Patients lose their lives in the hospitals because the doctors are protesting no salary and lack of necessary tools. A policeman will allow a dangerous criminal to go once the former can grease his palms. We just keep looking and enduring. Why is no one talking? Why are those talking not acting? Why are those acting not ready for sacrifice? Should we allow the sacrificed lives of some patriots be in vain? It is time to put corruption behind the bars. It is time to take corruption out of our daily reality in Nigeria. If no one will bail the cats, we children must take it up. Future is ours. Children are, of course, very compassionate and have the ability to influence one another. That is why, right from our peer groups, we must stand for something. Let what we stand for be integrity of person, character, and purpose. Love, they say, conquers all. We are no doubt loving, lovely, and lovable creatures. Love is a special quality of children, and we can turn over the world with this prestigious quality of ours. We must be a voice on different social media platforms. With this, we will critically engage our leaders. If you are still wondering who will free the world from corruption, if you are still wondering who will free the world from this dreadful act, don't wonder. We children are saying, here we are, send us. Thank you.
She literally just dropped the mic. Wow, fantastic. The more I, listen to this amazing young orators, the more amazed I am by the topic. A lot of times as parents, we give the children the impression that they don't have to think. We do everything for them. When we think of corruption, we only think of the older people and what they need to do to end corruption. And I've learned so much. I've learned so much from you guys. Well done. On the role of the children in stamping out corruption as well. It's important that we bring our children up to believe that they should start thinking from when they are young. And I hope that not just the children that are on this stage, but the children that are here as well, are sort of inspired. I hope that you're inspired to know that it's not just about our parents, it's not just about adults, but you have a part to play in the new Nigeria as well. All right, let's move on very quickly to listen to our next orator from Government College, Ibadan, Adesina Kayode.
Starting on the existing protocol, my name remains Adesina Kayode from Government College, Ibadan, and I'm 15 years. Still speaking on this topic, the roles of children in eradicating corruption. Still dwelling on this purpose of enlightenment. When people are not enlightened, they would continue to dwell in this corruption of a thing. As children, we have to educate those corrupt ones, those corrupt government, those corrupt leaders. We have to enlighten them. We have to educate them because education is structured information. Structured information is knowledge. Knowledge is skill. Skill is ability. Ability is capability. Capability is knowledge. Knowledge is awareness. Awareness is empowerment. And empowerment is change. By so doing, we have changed the nation. By so doing, we have changed our country. By so doing, we have changed the whole world by eradicating this corruption. As children, we have to stop this attitude of me, myself, and I. We have to stop this act of being selfish. Imagine, a popular artist, King Sunny Ade, he came to a meeting one day, and he was singing this song, this popular song, Permit Me. He said, Nigeria, iti bobo wani. And you couldn't believe what the people answered. The people said, Ironla, like Nigeria, iti bobo wani. They said, Ironla. They said, what a word. Imagine what a word. See what corruption has done. This corruption that has reduced the 3 square miles of innocent people. This corruption that has sucked the blood of many people. What a word. Children, we have roles to play. Let's join our hands together and fight this blood-sucking devilish monster. Thank you.
Woo! Wow. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. Are you ready for our final speaker? Ladies and gentlemen, from Leeds City High School, please welcome Ayonfe Ayeni.
The finish line of a journey is the start of another. When we are finally able to eradicate corruption, we need to embark on another journey to prevent it from coming back. As children, it is our role to keep corruption permanently away from our society. As children, we can encourage our school to observe Anti-Corruption Week to sensitize school children about corruption, about the issues leading to corruption and importance of being vigilant.
That's taken, tremble. My twin, she was beautifully well. But when I got there, I said, legs were just shaking. I know. Look at me today, let alone make people laugh. Talk to thousands of people. Say that I've learned a lot from you today. We need to learn from these people. With them, we've all been praying for.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Now, I think we should give it up for time. I'd like to give the microphone to Dr. Ogidon. Unfortunately, we discussed about it. Why are you making shy? You know, when they see cameras.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. My fellow judges, good afternoon too. The other time, Nigeria, God, I want us to sing it along. Nigeria, ma gbọ́dọ̀ bàjẹ́ ìyàlè lọ, àjò lè dá fọ́sowọ́pọ̀ kò lè tẹ̀kan gbé. My darling, what you and I'll be short of when my eyes closed watching me on stage. Called upon to do the program. I know why. Because in the future, I will not know how to rate them. I think I'll just be giving them all the marks like 10, 10, 10, 100, 100, 100. Because they have really spoken well and they touch my heart so much. We want to say a lot of things, but even in our film, we can't say it all. But if we can raise this tomorrow's nation, man, I think I was shaking when one of them was talking that is it, yeah. I hope we can just head. We don't have to be right, but the beggars. Do I have to beg? I have for all of that. But we found ourselves, even though it is our right, to hear ourselves from where we have. It's a beautiful Nigeria. Traveled so widely, and once it's 2 weeks, I'm done abroad. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all.
Nigeria, Thank you, DJ. Put your hands together for her. Put your hands together for Jaye Kuti. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Now, I'd like to invite the Chief Judge for this panel. Permit me to welcome Dr. B.C. Crown. And he's going to be here to tell us so much more about this one. Dr. Crown, put your hands together for him.
Well, thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished members of the I table, wonderful speaker, ladies and gentlemen. Now, whenever I have an opportunity to adjudicate at a speech contest, I always want to bring my class to that place. And what I'm going to be doing very shortly is to take these wonderful children through my public speaking class. And I think everybody here also will benefit from it. I'm a native of Ibadan. When I say I'm a native of UI. My first degree, second degree, and third degree. So I'm a full-blooded Ibadan. Number two, I teach a course that is so unique. And most times, people have perception of what the course is all about. So I teach in the Department of Communication and Language Arts. Oftentimes, when you tell people that I teach or I study communication and language arts, the next question is this: how many languages can you speak? Because they are fixated in their minds that it has to be about language. Rather, what we teach or train people on is the dynamics of communication and the skillful use of language. And so my department, for instance, is different from mass communication. Okay? Mass communication is just a branch of communication. And so we teach communication and language arts. Now, language arts has four skills. We have the receptive skills and the expressive skills. Receptive and the expressive. Now, the language arts skills are fundamental and they're foundational. And so under the language arts skills, we have the skill of speaking. So in my department, we teach people how to speak. Now listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. There's a difference between speaking and talking. Are you following me? All things being equal, we all can talk, but not everybody can speak. These kids today have demonstrated the skill of speaking. Please put your hands together for them. Now, I always like to use this analogy when it comes to speaking. And it says that you may never have spoken in your life. In other words, you may never have uttered a word. You were born dumb. Now, a man of God can lay his hands upon you for you to talk. No man of God, however anointed, can lay hands upon you to speak, because it's a skill that has to be acquired. Just like acquired immune deficiency syndrome. It doesn't jump on you. You have to catch it. Please, are we together? So it's a skill that is learned. If anybody told you that, look, I learned to drive without anybody teaching me, that person is a disaster waiting to happen. Don't drive with that person. So it's a skill that is learned. We also teach listening. Now, listening is different from hearing. You hear with your ears, you listen with your brain. Are we together? So not everybody can actually listen. And that's one of the fundamental problems with teaching and learning. Because it's assumed that as I am talking, you are automatically what? Listening. It's not true. So there are dynamics to what? To listening. We also teach writing. It's a skill. Look, the fact that somebody can intelligently string words together does not make him a writer. There are fundamentals to writing. And then we also teach reading. So reading is also a skill that has to be acquired. Now listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. When God called Moses, he gave an excuse. And what was the excuse? He said, I'm a man of slow speech. Moses was not a stammerer. He was not a stutterer. He was raised in the king's court. But Moses was not an eloquent speaker. And so when God called him, the first excuse he gave was what? God, you know I cannot speak. And what was God's immediate response? He said, I have prepared your brother, Aaron, who is going to be your spokesman. Now listen, where am I going? There's a twin connection between leadership and speaking.
Once again, put your hands together for
There's
Mike.
a what? A twin connection between speaking and leadership. And that's why Benjamin Disraeli says, with speech we govern men. With speech we govern men. Little wonder our leaders are not leaders because they did not have that expressive capability to mobilize people. Are we together? Now, I'm working on a book at the moment titled The Canons of Oratory. And so one of the reasons I accepted this invitation to come was also to share my experience with you. Canons of Oratory. In that book, I'll be discussing 8 cardinal points that exemplary orators exhibit. 8 cardinal things that exemplary orators exhibit. So who are these orators? You may mention Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Nnamdi Azikiwe, our own late Chief Bola Ige. All of these ones are what? Were what? Orators par excellence in their own right. Now listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. They exhibit these traits. And I always like to tell you that one of the most effective speakers who walked this earth was our Lord Jesus Christ. He was a fantastic speaker. And one of the speeches that still remains a canon to be studied in rhetoric class is Matthew chapter 5, the Beatitudes. It's an example of a classical speech. Now, what are those traits? Number 1, a good orator must possess a flexible and musical voice. A good orator must do what? Must possess a flexible and musical voice. Now listen to me. Where are you? This girl from LCI, Lead City, please stand up. Lead City, a speaker. In her speech, she speaks as though she's in a conversation. Now, and the tone and the pitch of your voice together. And so, if you come into a public to speak in a conversation, it's controlled conversation. Please sit down. So, a flexible and musical that when you was Bola Ige, the same way. Barack Obama, that if you think he was singing, voice. Number 2, Number 2, are you with me? Are you with me? Okay. Number 2, a good public speaker must have or demonstrate knowledge of books. Now listen, what makes you a public speaker or an orator distinction is because you are what? You are well read. You are well read. Are we together? It is said that a good public speaker must know something about what? Everything. Must know something about everything. Now, when you raise a point, now listen to me, for our opinion. Are we together? And so one way you can establish your credibility as a speaker is to do what? Demonstrate mastery of your subject through competent knowledge of books. Are we together? Number 3, I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry? Your time. Okay. Okay, maybe some other time. Number 3, action is easy and effective action. The experience of human life. A good speaker must speak experientially. And I give it to Adetola Taiwo. Our first speech, please stand up. Adetola's first speech was full of what? Experience. She spoke from her, ladies and gentlemen, your experience is valid. The tact which deals with men. The tact which deals with men. A good public speaker must be able to tell somebody to go to hell, and then he looks forward to going to hell. Tenacious memory rich in facts. A tenacious memory rich in fact. It is said that opinion facts and talk about a fancy stored with images. If the problem most of the time is this, and I'm going to use the newspaper review. More and more people prefer to listen to newspaper reviews in English. The reason is simple. They read and they what? They use their own language, and so they speak in images because human beings listen in pictures. So a good public speaker must use words that create images in the minds. Talk about the wit which suggests contrast. The wit which suggests contrast. Now, one good way a public speaker makes people to know the good from the bad is to do what? Is to place good and bad. I think these ones are done very well, and they deserve a round of applause. Whoever makes the top 3, for me, you are all winners. Well, you are all winners, because the truth of the matter is very few people, very few adults here can stand up here and all of them.
Please put your hands together for Dr. Crown. Wow. He said it all. He said he was going to bring his class right here. Did you feel his class? Yes, you felt his class. All right. Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you so much. He's coming back to give some top opinions about these contestants anyway. 5 and now top FM I decided to give certificates to all of them. So we're going to certificate of participation. So I'd like to invite the representative of Her Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Lawson. Yes, my memory is still there. Mrs. Lawson, yes. Thank you, ma'am. Please, I'd like you to step here. Yes. That's what Mrs. Lawson. My CEO, Mrs. Adetunji, please step forward, ma'am. Put your hands together for our CEO. Ma'am, we're going to give the certificate to the participants. So the first person we want to give certificate to is the representative of All Saints College. I'd like to call Adewale Ewaolua forward. Adewale Ewaolua, please step forward. And the next one is Adesina Kayode from Government College, Ibadan. To be followed closely by the representative of Sunshine International, Adetola Taiwo. Just to invite after her the ambassador of American Christian Academy, Chiamaka Okike. Put your hands together for Chiamaka, please. And also from there, Chikwemeka. From Ibadan Grammar School, we have Maya Sarah from Ibadan. Next, National School. I'd like to Hills, we have Oladipo School, Ibadan. For her, Oladipo. All right, thank you, ma'am. Please, I'd like to invite, thank you very much, ma'am, please. I was almost jumped. Someone else to help me with it. Our COO, she'll just step forward, Mrs. Ashimolo. Put your hands together for her. I'd like her to do the last two. Yes. And from St. Teresa's College is Ecot Peace. They presented to Ecot Peace from the school. But not the least, ma'am. That's coming from the Lead City International, Ayonfe Ayeni. Thank you very much, ma'am. Gentlemen, the final hour is here. Everybody, this contest. And here. Now, I got the result. Whiskey. I was told that certificate, we want to sign them. Just return the certificate. Thank you. Return the certificate. We'd like to sign all of them. Now, I'll invite our judge, the chief judge, Crown. Dr.
Yes.
Doctor, you've seen them?
Absolutely.
Good. Now, he attested to the fact that the last contestant, the first 5 finalists, please step forward. I want to line up here. Now, you see, made it to the first 5. I was intimidated. My brother, Petite, I love you. Good one. We have Christ ambassadors, we have Sunshine Schools, we have Government College, and we have Lead City. So the battle is between these 5 schools. And which school is going to make the first 3? I'll start with the last 2. You know how bad 1 point can take you off the medal? It is. I'm sure a student has come to beg you for 1 point. Yes. Now, here is a battle between 64 and 65. Oh. 65 points, another one has 64 points, and that's the 5th and the 4th position. Thank you for showing beautiful, wonderful oratory skills. 64 points. Adetola Taiwo. Please. Okay. You, please, have your seat. And with 65, the 4th, Chiamaka Okike. The final. Is it Lead City University? Oh, ambassadors. Now, wow. Before you begin to stone me, Dr. Crown, I'll let him announce the winner. I want to run away. 1.3 points. We have Christ ambassadors Chukwuemeka Wendy. Thank you. Okay.
Splash.
No.
Splash.
So, the battle is now on. Is it the battle of the sexes? Who's going to be the winner now? Okay. Now the points are this. I'm going to tell you the points. Before 30.3 points. And the next one scored 71.3 points. Now let's go here. Announce to you the first runner-up for Olufunsho Amosun Inter-Secondary School Oratory Contest Grand Finale. Are you afraid? Are you scared? And the winner is... Okay, I've been told that it's the first runner-up that I want to announce. With 70.3 points, I present to you the second of this occasion here, Adeshunyo Kayode.
Yes, it is 105.5 FM.
And here comes the champion of 2000 Olufunsho Amosun Inter-Secondary Schools Oratory Contest Grand Finale, Ayanfe Ayeni from Lead City. Here's the champion.
I know I can count on for the champions, for the champion, for the champion. Go, it's getting to witnesses. Oh, I have vision.
All right, thank you. That's to be C3. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Great job. Great. Sit down. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. We'd like to end this contest. Has it been worth a while? Together for fantastic one. It's now as we round off to you all. But before we give the awards to the winners and the gift, an award for our excellency. So we'll give an award and a gift to our excellency. So gracious to honor us, by hosting this event. So we'd like to thank our excellency for agreeing to host this event. Put your hands together for our excellency. I'll be inviting her. Put your hands together for her, please. I want a resounding applause for her, please. Yes, a resounding applause for our excellency, please. The reason is, she was magnanimous enough to agree to do this for us. And it's something that we should talk about. What I want to say here is this. But when we have beauty pageants, we have multinationals supporting beauty pageants with a load of money. But when we want to do something like this, the highest we give them is just maybe a laptop and 100,000 naira. But you see someone stayed in one house for 90 days, goes home with millions of dollars. So who becomes the role model in that situation? You know the answers to that. So we want to thank her for supporting our tomorrow, for helping us to build a better future for Nigeria, for helping us to believe that Nigeria will be great again. Please thank her for us, because we appreciate her for supporting this laudable one. So we'd like to present the award for Her Excellency now. Please, please just step forward. And I'd like to call our chairman, the Mayor Olubadan of Ibadan land. Okay, she will do it on his behalf. Our CEO will do it on Baba's behalf to present this award to Her Excellency. So, we'd like you to walk the aisle there and get up the podium. Put your hands together for her as she steps forward. Yes. Okay, so.
Splash 105.5 FM in recognition of your support towards the second edition of the Splash FM Inter-Secondary Oratory Contest 2017. we're awarding you this plaque. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much.
If I tell you, say I. If I tell.
Shall we put our hands together? A round of applause for Her Excellency. A round of applause for Her Excellency. Thank you very much, Ma, for the support. We thank her. We appreciate her. A whole world. Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. Thank you, DJ. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. Thank you. Now, we want to go over to the presentation of the awards for our winners. And we'd like to appreciate the management and the entire staff of Star Times who had given us the Star Prize for this wonderful occasion. Put your hands together for Star Times. Put your hands together for Star Times. Put your hands together for Star Times. I guess, thank you. I guess Star Times has a stand outside. If you want to make any inquiries about it, they have a stand outside there, and they are supporting this one. They're supporting it very, very well. Okay, we'd like to start from the fifth position, and then we're going to give them the presentation of the awards for them. I think the Excellency should do everything for us, isn't it? Oshin, what do you think? How?
30 billion for the act.
All right. I need to consult. Yes. Now, let's go over to the presentation of awards. For the third position, I'm sure we know who the third position is. Chukwuemeka Wendy from Christ Ambassadors. Please step forward. Put your hands together for Chukwuemeka Wendy. So I'd like to invite our Chief Operating Officer, COO, Mrs. Ashimolowo, to please step forward. All right. And here we have the that's the plug. You can see the plug there.
For the account, yo. Yeah. Versace and Gucci for your body, oh baby.
Let's put our hands together for them. Put our hands together for her. A great one there. Thank you, ma. Thank you very much, ma. And now for the second position, that is going to the guy who's never given up. Step forward. To step forward and help us. You have to go up there. She will be there. He was here last year. I recall. Congratulations. Paparazzi. Paparazzo.
30 billion for the act. My money.
Thank you very much. DJ, thank you so much. And now for the first position, I'd like to invite Dr. Mrs. Lawson, representing Her Excellency, the wife of the Executive Governor of Ogun State, Dr. Mrs. Olufunsho Amosun, to present the award for the first position for this year's Dr. Mrs. Olufunsho Amosun Inter-Secondary Schools Oratory Campaign. And the winner is Ayanfe Ayeni from Lead City International School, who goes home with the trophy, a giant 32-inch LED television, and the champion.
If I tell you, say I love you, oh. My money, my body, now your own, oh baby. Feel it for the county, oh. Yeah. Versace and Gucci for your body, oh baby. No do, no do, no do.
Ma'am, step forward and take a photograph. The top 3 finalists, and take a photograph with Her Excellency as representative. Yes, just put it down. Put it down, Coyote. Put it down. Put it down. I'm happy a man made it to the 3rd finalist. Don't mind me, but I mean, oh yeah, okay. All right, good. So let's take a photograph, please, and give us a good smile. Thank you. All right, the top 5, please, man. Top 5, please join. Second, the two finalists, please join. Take a photograph with them. No. Come here. Stay with her. Yeah, I like that. Good. Let's take that. And then lastly, the top 10, please join her. Join them on the stage and take the photograph with them. Now wait, I'm photograph with them. I'm the anchor. So let me take let me fancy. Abi, they call it fancy, isn't it? Okay, I want fancy. All right. Thank you. Yes, so. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. Put your hands together for them. Put your hands together for them. Put your hands for them. Please just sit down. We are not done yet. Please sit down. Please sit down. Give me a minute. Please sit down. Please sit down.
If you don't get money, hide your face. You can call me small doctor.
All right. DJ, please. I have 2 more things to do before we leave. I'd like to invite the representative of Star Times to give their comment.
Standing on the existing protocol, thank you to broadcasting in our. We want to say we want to continue to support this program. It's wonderful. I am so seeing all these little children. Thank you and see you next year. You're welcome.
Wow, put your hands together for Star Times! I'd like to invite Mrs. Folake Otiyelu to this occasion. Mrs. Otiyelu, please. Where is she? Please. All right.
Yes, standing on all the existing protocol, I would like to say very big, the wife of the governor of Ogun State. So thank you very much. Your busy schedule to make it to this place. We really appreciate you and we say a very big thank you. And for all the schools that took part in the oratory contest, for being a part of history with Splash FM. We really appreciate every one of you. And we say kudos to every one of you. Thank you so much. And for all our partners, all the sponsors, the students, all teachers, we appreciate part of history. We will always appreciate you. We look forward to having you around again next year by His grace. Thank you so very much. For those that have won the trophy and for those that have made it to the final, we say congratulations. For the first 10, you have really done well. Thank you very much.
Put your hands together for Ms. Otiyelu. Thank you so much for that. We'll see you next year. Thank you for coming. Fare thee well.
money, hide your face. You can call me small doctor. Ọmọ ìyá teacher. Wọ́n ti gba penalty lọ throwing.